Hello and welcome to the Wikipedia Weekly Network, where Albin Larsson, who's just joining me, and I, Jan,
Hello.
will be editing Wikidata live. Hello, Albin. Last minute.
Last minute.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I've had a long day today. Been out doing a bit of Wiki Loves Earth, actually.
Ooh, nice. So
And
that's
you?
coming up in May?
In May, yes.
Yeah.
But you can always, all around the year, take images for it.
Yeah.
And how are you, Jan?
I'm good as well. I've been doing for this long Friday an unusual amount of work.
Oh,
But mostly fun stuff at home, or fun stuff I needed to do. So yeah, so that's good. Do you have anything special planned for your editing?
I have a bit of structured data on commons, I've walked.
Ooh,
But a bit
nice.
like laser things that I wanted to do for a while. Might be a
Mhm.
bit repetitive, but needs to get things done. We might have a bit of look at modeling. So historical glacier images, I'm thinking.
Ooh, very nice.
So, and you, Jan?
I'm going to show you a new workflow I started to develop, and where I also got help of a new tool. So I'm going to show that off a little bit. So see if I can share my screen here. So often when you want to edit on Wikidata, you might do a query to find items that you would like to edit in. And that can be a little bit tricky sometimes. And we also already have this great infrastructure from Wikipedia, where we have categories. So my thought was how can I easily find items from categories on Wikipedia that need to be edited? So I asked around, and can someone just make a user script to give me the number of statements of each of the articles in the category? And several people actually thought that was a good idea. So there are actually a few scripts that has a little bit slight nuance, and I'm going to show you of one today. And the one I'm going to be showing is this one, M for meta. So you find it on user Nikki/StatementCounts.js, and you'll have to include it in your on the Wikipedia version where you want to use it. So I'll show you here how you do it. So you go to your preferences, and then you'll go to the appearance, and from the appearance you go to either one of the skins, or I'll go for all the skins here, and then you'll have to add something like this. And there's also on this link that I shared here, easy to copy and paste. So let's head back to the category. I saw that Albin dropped out. He might have a connection problems. He probably come back in. You see it like this, that after each article, there's a number, statements 47, statements 1, statements 0. So it just counts how many statements there actually is on the item that's connected here. And you'll get an overview in where can I do most help, because items that have 0 statements are very hard to query for, and hard to add more statements to, because you don't really know on Wikidata what they are. They are hardly ever connected to anything. So that's the reason why I thought this was a good place to start. And you can see, for example, climate change already have 47 statements. So this one will show up from many places, whereas this one will go for try it. And I think this one is a direct link to the actual item as well. You'll see it has nothing here. So here we can quickly add a few things to make it better. So that's sort of what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try to do like a few basic edits, adding basic statements on items that need it the most, and based on this then. So you'll have to follow along. Also, when you see several similar, you can always look at one and see what does it already have. Facet of global warming seems fairly good. So I'm actually just going to copy it, and I'm going to use another user script for that, the move claims to. We've been talking about that a lot, but it's very easy because then you can just copy either the queue number there or another user script and copy ID, the one that you made, Albin, to just one click copy it. And then you'll go here, and from here you will say, I want to copy this to another entity. I don't want to move it, I want to copy it. And now if I reload this one, it should have at least one thing. It has. I think this is something, let's see, is this events in a specific year or time period? I was doing a little bit of research for this sort of meta items, and I think this one might be a good one. So I'll copy again here, and I'll say that this is a, will this be an instance of, or is this a subclass? No, this is an instance.
Yeah.
Oh, could copy this, but I already have the thing in. So I'm just paste here.
It's interesting that it's in plural.
Events.
Yeah. When we use it in an instance of.
Yes.
But yeah. Instead of just being event.
Maybe this should be, well, yes. I think this is also, like you see, sports year. So you list the sports events of the year in that article. And for, I guess you could for this, list the climate change events. So it's not a single one, perhaps. But I see what you mean. While I'm here, I'm also going to give this a Swedish label here. What do you think about this, Albin? Klimatförändringar 2020, is that 2020 in climate change?
Yeah, something like that.
And it's always good to add a few more languages when you can to the labels and descriptions, because you never know who's having help from that. Perhaps there's someone who don't know English very well, but for some reason knows Swedish and Finnish, and now can translate it from Swedish to Finnish, and so on. So, or has that as a fallback language or something like that. So it always helps. I'm just going to copy these and change the year to the previous one. Oop. You're hiding my edit button. There, go away. Oops, got some tab there in the beginning. And I guess these are kind of hard because they're also meta items in a sense. So I don't exactly know what else to add. So I'll go further down to the list and see, oh, we had the 2021 as well. All right, so let's reopen 2020 and just go to 2021. And make sure we get it up. Nope. No luck now. All right, label and description. Statement, instance of events. And then we also had the facet of global warming. Oh, and we should add these to the project climate change focus list also. All three of these on focus. Climate change. Should these also follow each other, perhaps? I guess so.
Yeah, I think.
So, all right, it already suggested it. So this is follows 2020 in climate change. And then it warns that it wants to be pointed back. So we'll add that also. Oh, we already had that open. Here. First, I'm going to add the, what was it I added? On focus list. Followed by 2021 in climate. And also follows and get another warning. On the focus list and followed by the 2021. All right. That's pretty. So we went from 0 to 4 on these three. 2020s in environmental history. It's similar. So we can add. We can start with the instance of and use this one. And then the question is, do we have facet? We do. Very nice. All right. 3 zeros. We'll start with the zeros. I think those are most important. Biotron, Western University. All right. Here I think I need to open the Wikipedia article to understand what this is.
Nice that we just get it like that, the Wikipedia article.
Yeah. So it's a facility at Western University. So this is some sort of research center.
Seems like it.
Yeah. What categories? Laboratories. University of Western Ontario. All right. Research type. Yeah, let's try to add an instance of, let's see if we have something like a research. Oh, we had a research laboratory. That might be good.
Yeah.
And then we had the Western University as the operator and owner, perhaps. Oh, we have country first. What was it?
Canada.
Canada. Mm-hmm.
I think it had a website as well.
Probably do.
Yeah.
Copy. Let's see. They might have it both in English and French, perhaps. Let's see where I'm landing. I'm landing at the English one, because that's going to be a qualifier here. Inception. September 2008. But I'm mostly interested in actually adding the connection to the Western University here. So we hook it up to something else. Parent organization?
Probably.
I think that will be good.
I imagine location could be another one. We could do it twice.
Western Uni. Oh, there are many Western universities. This is the one.
Yeah.
Western
Ontario. I think that's it.
Yeah, London, Ontario. Yes.
Yeah.
Should also have the inverse statement subsidiary Biotron. All right. Thank you. I like these things. Subsidiary. All right. We have a few other things we could add, but I think these might be the most important ones. Instead of detailing this out, we hooked it up to something else in the same country. There's something to find it both in time and external link. Do we have another, perhaps, external identifier? Of course not.
You got the address. It's almost an identifier.
It's almost an identifier, yes. Oh, this was Institute for Experimental Climate Change Research. Do we have like something like field of work? Yes. Also connecting it to the. I think this is the one we use here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on and improve the worst ones. We have a couple of ones here, so I'm quickly going to see if we have any more zeros. Here we have one. This one is new, probably. So this one.
Seems to be created from a Wikipedia article.
Yeah. And this one is a little bit different because this one is not in a specific year or time period. And it's also not really the nations at occurrence. So here we have a. This one is a little bit trickier. Chronicle?
What does the Wikipedia article say?
I guess this is an. Oh, this might be some sort of an overview article.
Yeah. It appears so.
Yes, I believe we have something like that. So, an instance of. Now, is it overview? Or is it actually Wikimedia overview? Outline. There we have it.
Right.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, that sounds good. And let's have a main subject then.
Ooh, yes, that's good.
Yeah.
So we'll environmental policy. There we go.
Nice.
Would be nice to connect it to in some way, to the Joe Biden administration. Does the Joe Biden administration have an item themselves? Yes, they do. All right.
Is it the subject or is it a facet of their administration even?
I think we go with the latter. Someone can correct us if we're doing.
Yeah.
At least we're getting it in there somehow.
Exactly.
And you can complain in the chat if you have any better ideas.
Indeed. Complain or help us. It's
Yes.
a matter of framing.
Yes. Oh, no. Wait, what?
I think it's the presidency of Joe Biden.
Yeah. There we go.
Right.
All right. Do we have anything else on zero? No. Nothing else that's really red. So let's see if we can grab a few ones as well. We did all these numbers here. The climate appraisal. Oh, this must be a tricky one.
I'm gonna need to do this for glaciers.
Yes. It has an identifier. That's fairly a good start. Let's see the English Wikipedia article. Oh, all right. So this is some kind of report.
For a specific property.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting.
Okay, so it's a type of report.
Yes. I wonder if this is the same as we just the other week we had a proposition for a bill in Sweden for climate declaration. It might be something similar.
No.
I'm not sure. That one is for planning. This might be afterwards, after the fact. Yeah. Well, let's not merge them right now, but try to say this is a. But this is probably a subclass then, rather than an instance.
Yeah.
Because this is not. And then we could have the Canada 2018 climate appraisal or something like that.
Indeed.
Subclass. We probably have several kinds of reports. It's not the Swedish Riksdag report. And then this will be so this could be main subject could be, and then we have effects of global warming and climate change. At least something.
Indeed. I think it's a lot better.
Yeah.
I can actually look at it and slightly understand what it's about.
Yes. Could we even grab this and put that as the description here?
Looks good.
Not sure about the translation of that though.
I would skip that.
Yeah. All right. Climate change in Nigeria. That's a good one because that's going to be this type. So we'll. Oh, we even had a more specific one. Very nice.
Oh.
So this one is quite good. We should add Nigeria in some kind of way here so we can actually.
Yeah.
Perhaps just country.
I would do the same.
Did we have a few similar? We had Cyprus here with 3. Let's see what it has. All right. Exactly like that. Was there anyone else? The Netherlands also 3. Yes. All right. So we closed the Netherlands and Cyprus. We published this. And then we also climate change. All right. Climate psychology. So this would be a subclass of psychology.
Interesting.
And then I would say, is this caused by? Has cause?
I do not know. I'm not sure if it's specific to climate change or if it's climate in general. I imagine
this is climate change. It's just a short name.
Okay, because I imagine you could have something similar about climate in general.
Yes, I guess you could. Maybe we should take a look, but I'm pretty sure. I'm listening to a podcast with a climate psychologist.
Oh.
It's climate change, and yes.
Yeah.
So we'll add that as a cause. Did you know we actually got a new property the other week, which is the opposite? Does not have cause. Which you should add to where there's usually a misconception. like someone believes something causes something, but it really doesn't, and then we can add it. And of course, you need some sources for that.
I'm skeptical.
Yes, I was also a little bit skeptical at first, but it sort of makes sense.
Okay. So it's like different from, but for a specific property.
Yeah. Why not really different? Well, kind of.
Okay.
It's another kind of relationship, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
It is interesting. It was a very short discussion and it passed through.
No. It usually are short discussions. We need more people into those.
Yes. Maybe we should do another discussion. Last time I did it, I just said no to everything. I felt so bad.
Yeah, but it's kind of what we need sometimes.
Yes. It's better after that. I have been in a few discussions where I'm, instead of trying to figure out what is it exactly you want to try to capture with this, like not when it's identifier, but some more generic thing. And then it's really good to have those discussions before we create them, because otherwise it can be a mess afterwards because people think they are for something else.
Yeah, and sometimes it just helps to have those discussions with more generic modeling.
Yeah.
And almost like support questions.
Yeah. Right. Here we have a
nice one.
Glacial survival hypothesis. Do you know what this is? From the top of their head?
Hypothesis about... No, not on top of my head.
All right. So a hypothesis about things who survived the last
Ice Age.
Yeah. So this could be some sort of scientific hypothesis.
Yeah.
Or is it a instance of even?
It's an instance of, I believe.
Yep. Let's see if we have something. Oh, we had one. Nice.
That seems like something I want to query for.
Mm-hmm. And then how can we connect this to the Ice Age? Do we have something like era or epoch? Time period?
I wouldn't add that one because I think it would indicate that the hypothesis was from the Ice Age. I would actually go with main subject.
Yes.
It's a very good one, I'm afraid.
It's an old theory from the Ice Age. Do we have several Ice Ages?
Yes.
This is a generic one?
Yes.
Or is it the last one? No,
this is a generic one.
Yes. So we would like to see... Oh.
If you go back to the Wikipedia article and click on the last Ice Age, you should indirectly get it.
Last glacial period, right? And, you can
and then let's see the
Wikipedia.
Exactly.
Yes. All right.
Nice.
Global surface temperature. All right. So this is some kind of measurement. Average temperature of the... So this is a
measurement.
I guess we have a subclass of average temperature.
Is it an instance of measurement? No, it's not.
Yeah, no, it could be a subclass also.
Right. True.
But would this be enough? Because I guess this is also somewhere up.
Yeah. I imagine it's a measurement somewhere up.
Yeah. Temperature, yes. And here I would like to, if it was possible, to say it's the entire world.
Like it's global,
Yes.
right? I wonder if we could do no.
Applies to.
Applies to Earth.
Ah. Doesn't feel good.
Oh no. No. Maybe we could have that off on the subclass.
Valid in place.
Yeah. Oh, and you know the queue number.
Yeah, from our last episode. I'm not sure this is good either.
No.
So here's my thinking. If someone picks this up, they will recognize what I'm trying to do and
Yeah.
can correct it. I even get a warning. Oh, valid in base is a qualifier. All right, so this is pure bad then. Let's remove it. I'll add some Swedish here meanwhile.
Maybe that applies to as a qualifier to subclass of.
How's my spelling? Bad.
That looks.
Well, it's the Earth's surface. Do we have the Earth's surface? Earth's surface. No, those are
Surface of Earth? Could it be called something else?
my fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, where you
Earth's
had it.
surface.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe.
Perhaps. I'm not totally happy, but it's
No. It would be nice to have a statement.
all right. And here we go to something much easier again, very concrete. A conference. I clicked the wrong. I wanted to click this one. So here we can add a few quick ones. So this is a specific one, instance of conference convention. We even say in, and this was location Toronto. All right, 3 quick ones. And here we have even a start date and end date. We can add those. Did we have a source even? Oh, yes. Here's the source. And then we'll add the end date. Was it 30? Yes. And I'll publish this, reload, and copy the source. All right. I think I'll do the rest by my own. I can go on forever otherwise.
You got all the zeros, right?
I got all the zeros. I think I still have 1 here.
Right.
But I guess we at least made the discoverability a lot better.
Indeed.
All right. Let's see
Right.
some structured data on commons.
Indeed. So while it's not exactly Wikidata, it's still very much connected to it because they are very connected. So we're back to glaciers, by the way. I know you have been waiting for it. And I'm particularly interested in the glaciers on Mount Kibo, which is the highest peak of Kilimanjaro. And in particularly like historic ones, as they change a lot, these glaciers. So I thought we would go through a couple of categories and such and see what we can do. That appears is from the image to be very generic. So I'm particularly interested in this specific peak. This is much more than Kilimanjaro here. Let's see. Here we got one, Mount Kibo. I have also clicked on it. That appears to be Kibo. Again, Kibo, you can see that we can have a look at it when it's larger. That is Kibo as well. So you can see it's an old volcano. It's very typical. And inside of this and on the sides, there has been glaciers forming. Let's see what it has so far. Oh, this one has nothing. So
all right.
Quite a lot of the images has quite a bit of metadata that has been added by bots by now, but this one has nothing. So I want to start with the the peaks. Mount Kibo. Like that. You just want to publish that. We can see we actually do not have a category for this. Oh, we do. We do have a particular category. But most of them are in the generic one for Kilimanjaro. But I'm thinking we go as specific as possible here. Even although people might more often look for Kilimanjaro, I'm thinking we are targeting Mount Kibo. Let's see. The date is very interesting. So that would be inception here. Inception. Let's see if it can take this directly. Yeah, it appears like it. Publish. We could have a couple of author things. Maybe. Let's see if there's something that I'm particularly interested in. I think identifiers are very important here, but I think a bot would be much more suited to do that type of thing. I'm having my particular use case here. So I'm gonna move on to the next image.
Yep.
Oh, this is a great image of the crater. So very clearly how it's an old volcano. It appears to be the same date, and still no here. Mount Kibo. Publish.
Meanwhile, you do that. I'm gonna take a look at that ship that shows up.
Yeah, and it might be interesting to have like a named by
Yeah.
statement on that. I was already thinking that. A ship named by the peak. Nice. I'm gonna move on to the next. Another great image where we can clearly see at least 3 glaciers here coming down. The very interesting thing here is that these peaks, when it comes to glaciers and snow today, looks nothing like this. Because this is one of those areas where we have had 1 glaciers, and it's now like, I think there are about 20 glaciers on this peak. So it's very interesting to follow this change. And it's a little bit what I'm after here. And to do that, I need this structured data. Oh. Yes. P195 collection would be greater. And it's one of those things that just happens to be great for bots. Because they could add this entire category directory. We can also see that it was actually made by one of the GLAM chapters. And I imagine they would go ahead and add it to all of them. This one actually depicts a particular glacier, but it also, most importantly, actually depicts the entire peak. On Kibo.
And this is a sort of a sometimes a tricky one what to know, because you want to be specific. But here is also it's so clear that you see the entire peak.
Yeah, so I imagine actually we could have more than 1 glaciers here, because I think this today is 1 glacier and this today is 1, and so on.
Yeah.
So it also does it depict that new glacier, or does it depict the former one, which was the entire thing? It's rather tricky to say.
Yeah.
I will actually mark Mount Kibu as prominent, because it's really what the image is about, this entire peak.
Yes.
Even if the glaciers are great, but it's not the most prominent thing. And Inception again. And it's great on taking whatever data I put in there. I must say it's very impressive. Okay, we had the last one from this collection. Again, a nice one. Same day, same place. Let's see if it has some structured data. It doesn't. Mount Kibo. What about that ship, Jan?
Well, it doesn't have any named as on it, but I don't have it doesn't have any Wikipedia article, so I cannot be sure if it's actually named after that, or if it's some other. We have this tricky thing where things can be named after things that are named after things that are something.
Yeah.
And it could also be it's from Monrovia, the ship, which is not very close to Kilimanjaro, so it could be something else completely.
Indeed. Okay, so I have found this category that is more narrow, just specific for Kilimanjaro, and I think this would be a great use case for this tool I have, this user script, SDC. I think I've shown it once before, but I think it could do it again. So by clicking it, I'm gonna show the link to it. So it's a tool by Magnus Manske. It's super useful. So it adds a little bit of a SDC button down here. And I can actually just inspect everything. So I see this says a couple of things in structured data. This bot has been over this. Here I see I just tagged it with depicts mount Kibo and so on. Here it says no structured data, but I happens to know because I can see it and because it's in the category that it does have it does depict
do a
mount
few
Kibo.
quick edits here.
So I'm just gonna do this a little bit of a quick. I can do select all of them as well, but I just didn't. So I'm gonna mark all of this. That appears to be correct as well. Kibo. Very clearly Kibo. Got a couple of ones in the distance here. Let's double check that they do not depict Kibo according to the statements. And I would need to double check that one. You can see those are much more later, and we can't see any snow on top of there. That one I would need to inspect manually as well. So I can click this now. It has already set the depicts, but you can set a bunch of things. For example, collection. But depicts is the one I'm after. I'm gonna set target item, and I'm gonna see mount Kibo. Highest mountain. That's it. And let's see. Set P depicts to mount Kibo, I assume. And it will start editing. So you could see it changed. Let's see, it changes. Does the next one. It keeps on going.
Very nice.
And it's incredibly useful.
I think there's a new button in there that I haven't seen before. Like you have a quick button to add the Wikidata info box to the category. I bet it just does an edit on the category.
I imagine so. Let's try it once this
Yep.
is done editing. And while it does, I want to check, can we say the date as well? No. Okay. So that we would need to do in a different way. Because, for example, I think all of the ETH ones are from more or less the same exhibit trip. So I think all of them are taking the same date. Right, done editing. Let's try that. Add Wikidata info box. It says editing. Reload to show. Let's reload. New Wikidata ID found. So I think it was just trying to search it.
I think it added the template, but is this not connected to the Wikidata item yet?
Oh, right. So what we need to do, I believe, is to copy this, go to Wikidata, and go to the item for Mount Kibo. Like that. And add commons category. It appears like it's missing.
I think it needs to be in the site links.
Even so. And commons.
The multilingual. There.
Commons wiki.
And then you actually need the categories as well.
Yes, indeed. Category.
There we go.
Publish. Let's see if it's used to reload this. No,
Might take a few seconds.
might be the case. Yeah, it appears when we search for it now.
Ah,
I'm gonna reload.
I'm sidetracking it.
Yeah, but sidetracking is. Yeah, here
There
we
it
go.
goes. Yes. Nice.
Sidetracking is the way to learn new things.
Yeah.
Here is actually one of the glaciers today, or in 2006. Very interesting. And I would still like to add mass editing the date for this. Let's see if they have the same. Another way we could edit this, but I won't be able to do today, maybe another time, is actually to use the same technique that we did when we used SparkQL and VDQS to edit Wikidata.
Mm-hmm.
So quick statements can be used to edit structured data on commons. And the common SparkQL endpoint can get us all the data we need. Let's see if it's the same date.
Yep.
It is. Yeah, I imagine then I know what to do next time. Or the time after that. So I think we had a couple of ones here to inspect manually. I'm actually gonna click this STC button again, just to see which one does not have depicts Mount Kibo. This one, I don't think this actually depicts Kibo.
It's up in the clouds.
Yeah, it might be in the clouds. I just don't think it's that prominent.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm opinionated. That one I'm pretty sure it's Mount Kibo. And this one might be Mount Kibo as well. Yes, this is Mount Kibo. I actually recognize one of the glaciers.
All right.
Mount Kibo. Like that. No, let's see the elephants here. That does not look like Mount Kibo to me. And the descriptions kind of indicate that it's in Kibo. I imagine there could be a field or something like that with the same name.
Mm-hmm.
But you see the peak doesn't have the same shape. So I'm not going to add the pics to that one, as I'm not that sure. And this one. Yes, this is also Kibo, but from a different direction. And it's super clear in the description. It's seen from the east. Mount Kibo. And I want to actually get back to the main category for Kilimanjaro, which I imagine this is the easiest way, because I also want to check out a particular category. I want to check out the art category to see if we have artwork of Mount Kibo. And let's see. The maps one would be great to look through, but I'm not going to do that right now. Oh, yes. We got some interesting works here. I think this one is very interesting. I think this one is interesting as well. Here we got Mount Kibo. Yeah, so this is more than 120 years old, so it's a very interesting artwork. I'm gonna say Mount Kibo. Publish. changes. I actually think it should go into the category as well, but I will leave that for another time, or even do it by the structured data. This is a very interesting image. From when is it? Oh, it's a little older. Can we see the snow? Hard to tell.
So from a sketch, nice.
Yeah. Actually, around this time, there was a lot of like scientific sketches of glaciers, and those are found to be very precise, actually.
Mm.
And again, Mount Kibo, very visible here. Let's see, do we have a date? We just have a before date here. I'm just gonna add Mount Kibo to this one. And I'm pretty happy with that. Still, lots of things I would like to do. I would still like to go through the maps. Those usually shows the glaciers outlines as well. And then do a bit of mass editing for the dates. But I think I'm going to leave that for another episode because it would involve a bit of more tooling that deserves its own episode for it.
All right. I couldn't help myself, but the one with the very orange tent, I went ahead and added that as structured data as well.
Right. Did you say orange telt?
No, I just said dome tent.
Oh, right.
But it, you could say, you could qualify it with.
Yeah, I think it's a qualifier.
Color orange, because it's very orange.
Indeed.
All right. Yes.
Nice one. Indeed, not everyone is looking for the glaciers. Some people are looking for orange tents.
Yes. We can cater them all.
Indeed.
All right.
Great.
So I guess that will be this for this Eastern. And we'll be back next week, I guess, as usual.
I think so.
Yeah. And take care, everyone, and happy editing.
Happy editing.